Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Future Fiction Academy. We are going to be playing around with Your First Draft. We're getting ready for the launch that is not happening this Friday, not happening tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? My gosh, I can't believe it's Thursday already. It's happening next Friday. Next Friday, we're going to have a launch. And so we're going to do a series of videos. I'm actually going to try and squeeze in some like actual little videos inside of the middle of this video so that I can edit those out and put those out over the next week so that people can get smaller chunks of what we do here at the Future Fiction Academy. So I was told that sometimes our stuff's too long. Well, welcome. And I'm so happy to have you all here. Hello, Evie. How you doing? Nice to see you. Hello, Dan. Nice to see you. Hello, Blaine Moore. Nice to see you. You did post. So no complaining about folks being early. I did. I did post an everyone link in Discord 15 minutes ago. I did. But in that link, I even said that it starts in 15 minutes. So I was trying to give y'all some time. I was surprised that everyone was here. But I'm glad I put that everybody link out because we have 33 people here right now. Nice to see you, Sagas. Nice to see you. Eldon, yo, Zedicus, Bloomstone, Blaukraut, Ray, McKinley, bonjour. And Alyssa, hello, girl. How you doing? Again, Mesha. Blaine. Oh, no, I didn't say again, Mesha. Hey, Mesha. How you doing? Good to see you, just Mesha. Blaine, again. Dan. Oh, Chick. Susan. And hello, Susan. Sue. Excuse me. Sue and Susan. And let me stop that music. There is oh my gosh, what I've been wanting to do. I've got this one song that's me and my one of my best friends in the world named Kelly Wright. She's one of the best singers in the entire world. And I wrote a song using Suno that one day maybe we will do. This is called Kello.
Kello.
Because her name's Kelly and I'm Ekello.
We are a dynamic duo.
And we both sing.
Take you to that show. Kello.
Am I testing live today? I am testing live today, right in front of people. I'm going to be testing out your first draft. Yes, Lynn, I am testing. It's crazy talk. And I also have a community class tonight. And so if you wanted to, everybody look at the go into the notes down below and you'll see that. So weird for me to be here for a live. I usually watch parts of the replays at two speed. I hope to keep up. Colleen, you are funny. All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Ekello Harrid. This is the Future Fiction Academy. We help people, real authors, use artificial intelligence as the tool that it is to help them facilitate their creative dreams, whether it be writing a novel, a novella, a script, or maybe even just sales copy. We are here to help give you the tools and show you how to use the tools that'll make your dreams come true. So what I want to do today is we're going to do a good old, as you could see in the summer camp theme. Also, in the description of this video, it says that Elizabeth is going to be here. She is not going to be here today. As a matter of fact, that advertisement I put out today doesn't say anything about Elizabeth, but she was supposed to be here. But I told her, I was like, girl, I got this. She had meeting after meeting after meeting today. Which one was a surprise meeting with me today, where we were talking about a bunch of stuff and how to run the YouTube channel and all of that stuff. So I gave her the afternoon off. It was super ambitious for her to be here this afternoon anyway. So I think I know enough. And I even have Alyssa and Lynn in here, and probably a couple other people in here too that will be able to help me actually work with. I'm gonna turn this down even further. Work with YourFirstDraft.ai. YourFirstDraft.ai is a comprehensive, and I do mean comprehensive, way to create a first draft as quickly as possible. So all of those things you've been doing before, where you create the outline and create the character list and create the plot and make the and really flesh out the outline, you can take all of that information, have it inside of a large language model or project, a chat, have all of that information there, and then you can use that with our markdown guide to create something called a worksheet, a dossier, something that encompasses all parts of your story, including the way that you're going to actually present it, whether it be in first person, second person, or third person. Even though I really don't understand what a second person, I'm sure there's a second person. Third person, past tense, third person, present tense, whatever it is, you have the ability to shape all of those things inside of your first draft. So the point of today is shorts. That means we're only going to be using half of a credit. And we've done some new innovations to your first draft and made some things better and made some things different than the way they used to be for people who are already using it. So I'm going to show you your first draft. Just give you a nice little tour of your first draft. Let me do this. Stop that and turn that back up for when I need it, and make sure that someone isn't pinging me. Nope. Oh, let me see here. Just a second. Yes. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss any messages from Mel. She is one of our software. She's part of one of the people in our software team, and wait a minute. What is this? Oh, am I no longer going to post to the Future Fiction Factory? Actually, Wilbeck, if this is where you're finding me right now, this is where this is my job. This is my day job. This is where I actually, the Future Fiction Factory was my hobby. I was doing it, and now I get paid to be over here and actually help people learn and do the things that a lot of the stuff I was doing over at the factory. The factory, the Future Fiction Factory, I'm thinking about changing the name of the Future Fiction Factory to something that's completely different. That's more AI based in a general way. So I will be posting over there again. I need to do some housekeeping over there in order to get it done. But yes, I will be posting back over there. Let's see. I gave her the afternoon off. Like her, I gave her the afternoon off like I am her boss. You don't understand. She she will feel bad about it and try and do the thing anyway. And I let me see here. What is this? I was getting confused. Why were you getting confused, Sue? Why were you getting confused? I don't know why you were getting confused. I think everybody is like a little confused because I hit the everybody button inside the academy, and now there are tons of people here. Second, um, and second, thank you, Lynn. What a second person is you use is you used in guides and documentation. Ah, good to know. Like the game, like the games, you have walked into the room. I am sure wondering what second person, what was second person. I was sure wondering what was second person. That's good. That's good. Keep an eye out for an email from me, uh, Wilbick. Keep an eye out for an email from me in your FFF account. I will, Wilbick. I look forward to seeing what that's about. More like make her take the afternoon off. That is true. You do not understand, y'all. I'm serious. She will not. She just won't take the time off. I think she always I try not to manage her because she doesn't take very kindly to being managed like that. But I do constantly think about her health, and I want to make sure that she's always at her best when she's coming in front of you guys. Confused because the email said tonight was different. The email said tonight was different. It should be. Oh, I see. Huh. Wonder what the email said it was supposed to be, because today is supposed to be the summer camp. We're supposed to have a summer camp theme. That was what the thumbnail was. I wonder what that was. Sorry, I don't know what that is. Writing a second person is hard as a reader. It can be exhausting to read. So for fiction, it works better in short stories than novels. I thought second person persona is Eve. Oh, I see. Community class tonight is different than the live now. Oh, I see. The community class happens at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Yeah, that is different than what we're doing right now. So the community class, we actually usually don't have a theme in the community class. We just work around with stuff. Now, Adam and Eve. Oh, second person. I see. Adam first, Eve second. So that is so funny. Let me see here. There we go. There we go. I feel like I'm better and not looking up at the top. I'm saying, I'm trying to stay up in the circle. Anyway, keeping you on your toes today. Yes, I've been really busy today. I've had 2 meetings and this is my live stream, and then I'm gonna have a community class. And at that point, it will be 5 p.m. my time, and I will be spent. But I do have some good news. I have officially hit your first draft. I've actually hit the generate your first draft on my first book, The Prize, for the FFP. And so officially, I am in the game with the Future Fiction Press. If you are inside of the FFA, we're going to have a 25 and 25 next week, and that 25 and 25 is going to definitely be all about the Future Fiction Press and how you can contribute to the press. So definitely, if you're inside the FFA, that you go in on and get ready for a party, y'all. Speaking of the FFA, this whole thing is brought to you by the Future Fiction Academy. The Future Fiction Academy has a mastermind where we all get together and we think about all kinds of things and help each other, and people learn things, and they have access to all of our classes for the simple price of whatever they signed up for the FFA. There are different price levels that people signed up because the people who started out, they get it at one price, and then it's actually made a different price for different things. And inside of the FFA, you have and that to get into the mastermind, you kind of have to go through our accelerator. It's a 3-month course, and that will get you 2 books that you will have written by the end. Actually, more like 5, because for every month that you are in the FFA, you get access to your where is it? You get access. I'm gonna have to cut these suckers down. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take this one out, and I'm going to take. I'm sorry, y'all. I just have to get rid of a couple of these because I don't have there we go. Well, I guess that'll be all I take care of. Your first draft. You get access to your first draft, which I'm going to show you today. And if you want to, we also have what is called the YFD Bootcamp, kind of the reason why we're doing all of this. If you are not in the FFA and you don't have access to getting your free credits from your first draft, which all of the FFA people already do because we're developing the software before we get it out to the general public, we are allowing 100 people to get into the Your First Draft, but we wanted to make sure you understood how to use it. So we have a class that is connected to 4 credits, and that class is $300. And each credit gets you 20 chapters towards whatever your epic novel is. So if you want to create a book in let me see, like in 40 chapters, you that is 2 credits. If you want to do 30 chapters, that's a credit and a half. And I'll show you. As a matter of fact, I will show you all of that. But if you want to get your hands on your first draft before anybody else, when we launch it in a week and a half, before anybody else, and you don't and you are not in the FFA, go ahead on, click the link in the description below, and we will hook you up. And hopefully after this class, you're going to look at this and go, wow, man. Wow. As Owen Wilson said. Owen Wilson? Yeah, Owen Wilson would say. So definitely come over to the Future Fiction Academy because you get access to all kinds of stuff, including Plot Drive also. All of this stuff inside of and we have standalone classes. We have tons of standalone classes like romancing outlines using AI, easy peasy book machine, choosing a publishing niche. We've got translations. We've got all kinds of stuff. So definitely come over to the Future Fiction Academy. Links in the description below. All right. Now I'm going to open up and share. Yes. Yes. This is Your First Draft's blueprints. But what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the dashboard. Also, I took someone's request at heart, and we are going light mode for videos. So for live stream, well, for all kinds of videos and stuff like that. Apparently, it's super difficult to see. It's super, super difficult for people to see. So that's what we're doing. Your first draft. Story blueprints. Dashboard. This is the dashboard where we get to show you all kinds of things. As a matter of fact, I am going to refresh because I want to make sure when we go and we browse these blueprints that you'll be able to see the blueprints that I wanted to show you. All right, so we have tons of blueprints, and you say to yourself, what are the blueprints for? Well, the blueprints are our way of ensuring that the idea that you have, and you have to participate in this obviously too. What you would have to do is figure out which blueprint you would use, whether it be action, adventure, fantasy, uh, genre neutral, horror, mystery, whatever it is. Do we have a romance? I was going to say women's fiction, thriller, all kinds of stuff, right? And each one of those has blueprints inside of them. The blueprint that I want to work with today, because Mel apparently made it available. Let's see. Huh. Is that just a sample? Because I don't see how I would get to. Huh. All right. So if you're creating a project and you look under the blueprints, let me see here. Untamed, Cobalt Nebula. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm looking for the space opera. One that should be in here, and I don't see it. There is something else that's interesting too. Let me just make sure. Fantasy. See, yeah, there are multiple fantasies. There's one action adventure, genre neutral, bunch of genre neutrals, untamed canvas, prismatic training. You'll say to yourself, harmonic. You'll say to yourself, what is this harmonic, charismatic, prismatic? They are different. They're actually different models that if you wanted to get the untamed one, let me just make sure I look and see what it was. Untamed. Untamed is Aeon 1.0. It's wild, it's raw, and it's unrestricted. I did think that I had more than one. I'm going to see if I can get a. Nope, does not seem to be showing up. I'm just going to drop a little note to Mel. It is not there. There we go. Just so she knows that it isn't there, that it isn't showing up. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Nebula one right here. I'm going to use this blueprint right here and the prismatic Cobalt Nebula, and the prismatic one is OpenAI 03. We're going to use that one. That's actually a very good one. I like the way that one writes. So we're going to use that one. So it has an underlying, what am I trying to say? It has an underlying language model, and then the actual blueprint has a ton of information in it specific to whatever that genre that you're in. Prismatic Cobalt Nebula Directive. Let me see, prismatic, and as you can see here, actually, I don't know if you can see this pop-out menu. I hope that you can. In each one of these, like untamed or prismatic or harmonic or charming, right? Inside of each one of these, you have a bunch of different subgenres. There should be more than one Cobalt one, and it should be untamed Cobalt, but I don't see Starlight Destiny. What is Starlight Destiny? Maybe that is the untamed Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, and I cannot search for it right here. Untamed Destiny. Let me see here. Charming Hex. Look at all of these romance ones. Those are great. Those are amazing. I just back to genres, action adventure. Yeah, I can't find it. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go with Prismatic Cobalt Nebula Directive. Now, let's take a quick peek at here. Let me see here. Does she help me out here? Ah, she's still loading it. She's still loading it. Okay. Yep, she's still loading it. So we're not going to use that one right now. But we're going to use the Prismatic Cobalt, and let's actually delve deep into what the Prismatic Cobalt sci-fi one is. I'm going to zoom in. Cobalt Nebula Directive is a bold science fiction blueprint designed for visionaries eager to chart humanity's frontiers, spark scientific awe, and grapple with the unknown. Engineered for tales of discovery, peril, and technological wonder, this template empowers you to invent immersive worlds, exhilarating dilemmas, and characters who must confront the limits of progress. You know what I'm going to do? While I'm thinking about it, we're going to start this off as its own little nuggety video. How about that? Would y'all like that? We're going to be nuggeting in this video so that this video is nuggety like a nugget. All right. I'm going to take my headphones off. I'm going to switch to these wonderful things. Switch to those wonderful things because I am not going to be listening to what I have to say. I'm just going to be saying what I have to say. Okay. All right. And oh wow. And 12 things people have been talking about. Did the launch date change? Yes, the launch date changed from tomorrow to next week. Next week. We've had a few technical difficulties and want to make sure that you all know that the launch date is different than it was. Yes, the launch date has been pushed out 1 week. 21 credits. Oh, I'm part of staff. I get to have 21 credits. She just put 20 credits in my thing, and so I could actually do some testing and some work and get some stuff ready for the FFP. So I know it seems like a lot. I got the book draft finished. I'm excited. Oh, you got your space opera. Yes, Atticus. That's so awesome. That's so awesome. New interface is very nice looking, isn't it? You know, I said, oh, can't see the pop-up menu. Yeah, of course you can. And 40 chapters. Woot! Yes, 40 chapters. Is this a cheat sheet which AI model goes with which code name? It was mighty confusing picking the right one. Open Canvas template this morning. I will put an inquiry in so that we make sure that you have your so that you know what Notion sheet you can use for a cheat sheet. And actually, it should just be sitting in the site. So we'll see what we can do about that. Let's see here. We need a small town romance blueprint, but I figured here is a huge world building and series continuity element needed. We need a small town romance blueprint. Okay, all right, good to know. Good to know. There are some people who are building those in the background, so definitely need one of those. Oh, by the way, I used an open canvas blueprint, and wrote a space opera sort of sci-fi with ships and stuff like that for my first book, The Prize for the FFP, and it turned out great. So do me a favor, do not fret, do not work so hard and fret over the blueprint. If it's close, you can always tweak it and add things and do things inside of it to make it better. Um, if you browse through the blueprints rather than going straight to the new project screen, you can find them. You can find them that way too. It is the first button and that sort of thing. So let me get started now that I've. Whew. Hello, my name's Ekello Harrid. This is the Future Fiction Academy, and today we're going to be making a novella inside of YourFirstDraft.ai. Hello, my name's Ekello Harrid. This is the Future Fiction Academy, just like I said at the top of this video, and today we're gonna dive take a nice little dive into your first draft, show you how and why you should pick certain blueprints and have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun while we build a novella right in front of you. Right. When you get into your first draft, this is what you are greeted with right off the bat. Okay. Very nice interface, all pretty with lots of colors and stuff like that. If you want to change the colors, you can click right here and you have a whole big old thing of the colors and everything right there. So you can change it to dark or cupcake or bumblebee or back to light mode or any of this stuff. We have wireframe, we have all kinds of different and fantasy, which is not quite as bold as our light one is. But if you wanted to change it, you can do it right there. All right. And if you wanted to purchase credits, you will purchase credits by clicking on this right here, and it'll show the amount of credits you have there. Now, don't be all impressed. I have 21 credits right there because I'm part of the staff, and they just put some credits in my thing so that I could do some work for the press. When you first look at this on the left hand side, you are greeted with your story blueprints, and you can actually look through the browse blue. That's hard to say. You can look through the browse blueprints right here, and it will give you an array of genres, which probably we will be expanding these genres at some point. But inside of each one of the genres, it gives you right now, there's only one inside of action adventure. But inside of fantasy, we have 3 different blueprints. And you'll notice that this says Untamed, Untamed, Untamed. Untamed is a model that we like to call Aeon, or is it Aion? And that one is an uncensored model that actually writes great. We've actually tweaked the temperature settings and all of that stuff in order to make sure that it puts out really good content for you. And it'll do racy, it'll do all kinds of things for you. And then there's your general genre genre neutral blueprint, and each one of these are sort of like an open canvas. And charming is Claude. Harmonic, what is harmonic? Let me just make sure. Harmonic is Gemini. Prismatic is OpenAI 03, and Prismatic Training, again, OpenAI Canvas. And then there's the Untamed, which is Aion, obviously. And we have monikers for each one of these. There will be a cheat sheet eventually that is probably attached to this page on what you're looking at. Then we've got a horror one. We've got a mystery with 3 different mysteries. Looks like a couple of claudes and a harmonic. We've got romance and romance and romance and more romance because people lack of the romance. Science fiction. We have 2 of them in there now. I waited long enough and I was able to get my prismatic Legacy of the Stars. So now we have an O3 version of Legacy of the Stars, which I'm really excited about because it is a proper space opera blueprint that Mel, one of our technicians, has been working on. Programmers, one of our programmers. We have thrillers, which is Untamed Mirror Maze. We also have some women's fiction, one that's an O3 model, and then one that looks like it's a Claude model. I think that's what that is. Harmonic is Gemini, sorry. A harmonic, which is Gemini. And so you have a lot of different choices. What I'm going to do is I'm going to choose Prismatic Legacy of the Stars. And in order for I want you to kind of get an idea of how our credit system works. If you want to just write 10 chapters, you want to write a novella, meaning a short story or a episodic sort of story, and it's part of a much larger eh, world or thing that you're writing about, you can split these up into half credits. So it depends right here. Your chapter count determines both the credit cost and maximum chapter limit for your project. So if you wanted to only do 10 chapters, if you want to do 11 chapters, you got to use a whole credit up. Maybe you do more than 11 chapters, whatever. The cutoff is at 10. So 10 chapters, which is what we're working on today. 11 through 20 is 1 credit. 21 through 30 is a credit and a half. 31 through 40 is 2 credits. You now have the ability to choose how many chapters you actually want to use, right? So let's see here. We have Prismatic Legacy of the Stars. That's the one I'm using right there. And I'm going to call this, I know what I'll call this. I've been wanting to write this story ever since I got this cover. I'm going to, let me show you the cover that I am talking about. I'm talking about this cover right here. It says the accidental UG, and it says jump box on it and my name. But what it's actually going to be is the accidental captain is what this one's going to be called. So I am going to change my thing to the accidental captain, right? That's going to be the name of the project, the accidental captain. And cap what is no, there we go. The accidental captain. We will say the pen name is Douglas John Whitmeyer. Right. and hit enter. Please select a blueprint first. Uh-oh. Oh, it's not working. It's not working. Let's see. Let's select the blueprint. Let's try it again. Prismatic Legacy of the Star. Okay, now it's working. The accidental captain. All right, so when I saw that cover, I thought to myself, the accidental captain, that actually would be a really cool thing where someone who is a regular person on Earth gets kind of pushed into this role as the captain of a whole ship and has to like work with a ragtag group of individuals who are all escaping maybe the same thing to escape and become and escape to their freedom. Douglas John Whitmire. I don't know if that's going to be the pen name, but we're just going to go with that for right now. Now I'm going to change this to 10 right here. We're going to go with a 3-act structure because I was in theater. It feels like the best thing to do. And now I'm going to create this project. Now, oh, it looks like it worked before too. Let's just open this one up, make sure it's the right one. Yes. Okay. I'll get rid of the other one later. There we go. Quick info. Your writing journey. So when you first see this, you're going to be presented with all of this information right here. And we're going to help you right here. We're going to help you figure out how to get started. Once you click this, you will see that it has story creation steps, quick overview. Welcome to your story building journey. Here's what to expect as you move through the main steps. I want you to complete your project info. Make sure all of your details, including target chapters, are filled out in the project sidebar. This helps our AI understand your vision. Story pitch. Kick off your story by capturing your core idea, whether you want a spark of inspiration from the AI, want to shape your own concept with guidance, or prefer to write your pitch from scratch. You can choose the method that fits your style. Start with a random idea, build from your own, or take complete creative control. The choice is yours. Tip: you can always revise and skip this step and jump straight into world building when inspiration strikes. Activate your project. Ready to dive deep? Activate your project to unlock all of the AI powered writing tools and features. Story dossier. Worksheet. Bring your story world and characters to life in one place. Fill out each section yourself or use the AI enhancer to autofill details based on your pitch or instructions. You're free to customize everything as much or as little as you like. Tip: mix and match manual input with AI suggestions to create your ideal workflow. Next, first chapter. You jump into your story by generating and refining your opening chapter with AI assistance. Let the tool craft your first scene based on your story ideas and blueprints, or start from scratch and edit as you go. This is where your story's voice and momentum truly begins. Tip: a great first chapter includes your protagonist, sets the tone and setting, and hooks readers with action and dialogue. Don't be afraid to start right in the middle of things. And then generate your draft, the reason you're here. Generate your draft when you're ready, turning your planning and opening chapter into a complete draft. The AI will use your dossier and first chapter as a guide to write your full novel one chapter at a time. Make any last edits before starting, then sit back and watch your story come to life. Tip: this process runs continuously and can take up to an hour to complete. Your final draft will reflect all of the details and decisions you've made so far. Double check your setup for the best results. Review, edit, and publish. Polish your manuscript, make final edits, and share your masterpiece with the world. You don't have to complete every step before moving forward. Work at your own pace and revisit any section as inspiration strikes. Now, what I want you to do is let the storytelling begin. So we're going to do this in the classic way. Say you have an idea, you have a bit of an idea, right? Like I do, but you don't actually have any of the other stuff built out. I like to, in my own personal opinion, I'm one of those people who likes, I'm one of those people who likes to have a lot of input and figure out my story, all of the little intricacies and little itty bitty things that need to happen inside the story, the things that I think make it a great story. So I am the person that is usually working really hard before I even get to this thing. And I don't let the AI just do the thing right there. But I am going to do that this time to show you exactly how easy it is. All right. So let's just say you don't have any story, right? Oopsie. Let's just say you don't have any story, right? Okay. Or you have that little nugget, like I said before. We're going to go past the get started and we're going to go to imagine it. And what I want to do is, first, I want you to see what makes a good story pitch, because we give you that information right here. We break it out, and you have a compelling title, a memorable title that captures the essence of the story, a clear pitch, a concise summary that explains your story's concept, a strong hook, an intriguing opening that draws readers in immediately, key characters, main characters that drive your story forward. I know what the accidental captain's story is going to be. It's going to be about alien abduction. That's exactly what it's going to be about. Okay, so let the AI now. You have three choices. You can create your when you're creating your pitch. You can choose your preferred method to generate your story concept. You can either, let's go down here, your random generation. You can let the AI create a unique story concept for you based on popular themes and genres. That's quick. That's definitely quick way. From your idea, transform your story concept into a structured pitch with AI assistance, or you can go the complete manual way and create your story pitch from scratch with complete control. And I am going to go from my idea. And what is my idea? An ex-military man who has been 5 years retired and still itching for action, but also suffers from PTSD, comma, the reason he was discharged from the military, close parentheses, hmm, close parentheses. close parentheses, open parentheses. All right. Is abducted by aliens, and in a series of events, he meets a bunch of the prisoners and they plan an escape and steal the ship that they were being imprisoned on. Period. In the end, he makes it back home with a treasure for the government. He becomes an accidental captain. There. That should be quite enough right there. PTSD, the reason. Yeah, that seems like a story to me. That seems like a beginning, a military, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Let's do even more. Let's do this. Let's take that out, and let's say that he makes it back home with a treasure for the government because of all of his on-the-job training. He is tasked to head up a new division of the military, the space division. Period. He went from grunt to admiral, but along the way, he was an accidental captain. Now that right there, that's a pitch. Creating your pitch. Oh, come on. API. Fetch story API. Close. No. I just finished. It's not like I don't know the story, but man, what's up? Let's try it again. A ex-military man who was a Marine and suffers from PTSD, but still longs for adventure, is abducted by aliens, period, along with his fellow inmates in the space prison, he plans an escape and eventually takes over the ship, period. He escapes back to Earth, where he is promptly tasked to help them create a space navy. And this time I'm going to copy it. And that's actually a better, more concise concept anyway. Copy. Glad I did it twice. Let's see if it works. Oh, come on. Come on. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that same concept. We're going to go back out. And I'm going to see if the second one that I haven't started yet, let's see. Stories pitch. See if the second one will work. If not, yep, I think it's something wrong with the actual blueprint. So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to start all over again, and I'm going to use something that I know for a fact works. I'm going to Get rid of that one. And get rid of this one so that I don't have any confusions. I'm going to browse blueprints. I'm obviously going to cut this part out of the short video. And I'm going to go the accidental captain. Douglas John Whitmer. And please choose a blueprint first. Nebula. Come on. There we go. The accidental captain. Oh my goodness. I am having the hardest time here. Just a second. The accidental captain. Douglas John Whitmer. Three-act structure. Create. Gonna get rid of this one because it was acting stupid. Thank you. And I'm gonna go in 10 chapters and we're going to imagine it. We're gonna do this and ooh, somebody broke something. I'm going to have one more. I have one more thing, and then this video is going to be kaput. We're going to go create a project. I'm going to pick an open project. Open canvas. We're going to go open canvas untamed. I'm going to change this to 10. I'm just going with an open canvas one. The accidental captain. I'm going to go here. Douglas John Whitmer. I'm going to go there. Open canvas, create a project. All right. Untamed. We're going to open that up. We're going to imagine. We're going to click on this. And if this one doesn't work, this entire live stream is going to be about something else. It's working. And it's working. And while that's happening, let's check in with my people. All right. As you can see, they had some issues, everybody. This is just me and you talking right now, not the actual video. Let me see here. Small town romance blueprint. Yay, it worked. It worked. Let's see. Yep, cheat sheet, small town. If you browse through, agreed. Evie, the Buttercup promise is good for small town romance. Did y'all see that? Buttercup promise, good for small town romance. Thank you, Lynn. Yes, this is show us the pretties. I know. So YFD is good to go, or do we need to put off until tomorrow? I don't know. There's several of these that are these. You know what it is? I think it's the 2.0 versions of these blueprints that are having a bit of an issue. Jamie, say if you can use it again. However, no, it is still in the testing phase. Let us know if there are any problems. I agree. And said, note to self. Note to self. Right to the side. Let me see. Note to self. Right to the side and copy and paste into the fields. Exactly. Copy anything you don't want to recopy. Thank you, Lynn. If you go through the blueprint screen, you need to switch off the blueprint you chose, then go back and it'll work. If you go to the blueprint, you need to switch off the blueprint you chose, switch off of it, and then go back in and it'll work. Oh, okay. I noticed a few additional free 5-chapter blueprints. Are they still free if even if you use your first free 5-chapter blueprint? If you use your 5-chapter blueprint, if you use your those are free, but they won't get you. I mean, they are just to test to make sure your concept is working. So I really wish I could answer that question better for you. What was pushed to next Friday? Okay, the actual launch of your first draft. If you're already in, which is etiquette, you already are. If you're already in the FFA, which I think you already are, don't worry about it. It does not apply to you. Okay, let's see. Will it be a practice draft area? I remember something about that, so we don't have to use credits. There is a practice there are some blueprints that you can use to practice, definitely. So yes. And let's see, Ray Keeley, you have as many of the free blueprints as you want. Okay, you can use as many of the free blueprints as you want, chick. Okay, so the way the practice area works is that you use one of the blueprints that is a free blueprint, and it's only like a little 5-chapter thing. All right. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Okay. Back to the video. Yeah, I agree. Thanks, thanks, Lynn. Appreciate that. Okay, now let me see here. Now officially we have ourselves a just a sec. Too much light. Too much light. Now officially we have ourselves a blueprint. I had to go through actually what you didn't see on camera was that I had to go through a few different ones. We're doing some updates right now. So they didn't work. So I went back to one that I knew did. It was an open canvas one. And the open canvas ones are great for when you feel like you are falling in between genres or you want to do something a little more esoteric or you're having an issue with one of the other things. You could always go to an open canvas one, and it will provide a lot of the scaffolding that you need in the first place. So definitely do that. Now we have our pitch. An ex-Marine haunted by PTSD hijacks an alien prison ship and returns to forge Earth's first space navy before the Warden's armada arrives. Okay, all right, that might work. Let's see here. Staff Sergeant Cole Barnes, a Marine veteran wrestling with the strain of PTSD, is Oh, there you go, Gracie. Thank you, Gracie. um, is snatched from a midnight run, city run by the Cathari movement's di- directorate. Cathari movement's directorate. I think I want to change the Cathari part. And confined aboard Cord, a sprawling city search penitentiary adrift in the shades of a blue gas giant. In the beginning, he wants only to survive his flashbacks and the twisted routines of alien captivity. But when a group of inmates joins forces around him, Barnes feels the old thread of command taught with Dr. Ama Kalu, an African scientist whose controversial publications on propulsion points to an an ancient synthesis drive, had Susie Mercer, a networking savant who speaks in exploits, and Tagzava, a Catharian jailer who defects out of regard for life. Barnes leads a high-risk escape that seizes Cord and rewires its systems from prison to flagship. Back on Earth, the world is rattled yet ravenous. Various nations signed the Eligible Partners Accord and tasked Barnes to promote unity and build a space navy overnight using alien transcripts. And see, it made that part too much. I think that's just too much. I want the whole story to be. I really probably shouldn't have said anything about the space navy thing. I should have just made the whole story, because it's only 10 chapters. I should have just made the whole story about him getting abducted, him befriending different aliens, and then yeah. So now that I don't like that, right, with the main characters and all of this stuff, now that I don't like that, which I don't, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up here. It says generate variations. Okay. Now I'm going to generate a variation on this. Wait a minute. AI improvements. Let's do AI improvements. I know the generate a or this is what I'll do. I'm going to actually just edit this. I am not a T-Rex. I can actually reach my hands down to the keyboard. So what I'm going to do is go an ex-Marine haunted by PTSD. Is abducted by aliens, and in a turn of the table, with the help of other alien inmates, hijacks an alien prison ship and returns it to Earth. Returns it to Earth. And returns it to Earth. And that's the whole thing. That is the whole thing. That's the whole thing right there. Okay. And because I have that, and then I can keep the Sergeant Cole and the directorate, all of that stuff. I can click OK. As you can see, if I click on this right here, that right there means that I can edit it. Okay, now we're going to go right here. And we're going to go directorate confines aboard a cord, a sprawling city ship penitentiary, adrift, gas giant. Guinea only wants to survive his flashbacks and alien abductions. Feels the old threat of command tug taut. The African regards for life. Barnes leads a high risk escape that seizes the cord and rewires its systems from prison ship to flagship. And then that's all I want to do right there. Let's see. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out. Let's see. But routine networking exploits who defects. Various nations sign the eligibility accords. This could literally be the book 2, right? Correct? That could be book 2. Clever revisions. Okay, so I'm going to copy. Nope, I'm actually going to cut this. And what you will not see is that I'm going to open up a note, an Apple note. And I'm going to deposit the rest of this for the accidental captain as the second 10 chapter novella right there. Now that that's sitting in the background and waiting for me. There we go. I'm going to click as you can see right here, I can click there. And now I have that. I do wonder what this AI improvements button is. So what I probably should do is probably take all of this information right here and copy it and put it in the same note. Copy. And then put all of that in the same note so that if and when I hit this button and everything goes away, then I will have not lost that cool thing that I just created and also created with the AI. AI improvements. What should I improve? That's cool. Okay, I can apply different changes to this. Let's see. Is there any AIism names? African scientists, Ama Kalu, Cade Seuss Mercer, ancient synthetic drive. Controversial publications on propulsion points to an ancient synthesis drive. Nope, I don't want that. I don't want that synthesis drive bull caca in there. An African scientist. Cade, a network savant who speaks in all kinds of code. And Tazara, who defects out of the regard for his life. Let's see here. And many other alien inmates. Barnes leads a high risk to seize the cord and rewrite its systems from prison to flagship. he returns to Earth comma reluctant to turn the alien ship over, but is finally convinced by the African doctor, scientist, open quote, open parentheses, who he is becoming attracted to. Okay, who he's becoming attracted to. Attracted with two T's, yes. That it is best for humanity. So he does the end. Okay, that feels better. Ice cosmonaut. No. As a matter of fact, giant blue urban, giant Ortega, the Warden Archive Unit, Plaquable Records Engine that speaks in clipped transcripts. My gosh, this thing is a little esoteric. Cool. I can just add characters. Look at that, y'all. I can just add characters willy-nilly. Sergeant Barnes, Amakalu, publication, and scientists. After a controversial publication, I'm going to take that. Abducted, deciphers alien transcripts and unlocks the ship's synthesis drive. Kate Sue Mercer, favorite Linux distro. Bioluminescent. Why is it always got to be a bioluminescent? Former. By the way, y'all, if you ever are writing aliens and it says bioluminescent, take it out. I used a lot of those AI tropes in my first novel that I wrote with artificial intelligence because I didn't know any better. So definitely do that. Moral God for his life. The Warden's protocols in the ancient cord network. Better than anyone aboard. We're going to flip that. It's going to be ANAR. 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 And we're going to put an O in there. And we're going to take this lieutenant thing out. Ice Calm, former Ray Luian, pilot. Ice Calm Ray Ulian, pilot with a knack for conserving reaction caps. Precision flyer who turns void maneuvers into ballet. That's cool. Harlan, or let's reverse their name. We're going to call them NALRAH. Gonna put a parentheses so that people always have to guess on how the hell do you even say that. And then we're going to put this. As you can see, I am making sweeping adjustments so that I can add more. And I'm also changing this so that their names are feel alien. It's just spelling them backwards. Giant-hearted urban rescue worker. Okay. Giant-hearted urban rescue worker whose strength. Giant-hearted alien urban rescue worker whose strength and stubbornness keeps bulkheads and spirits intact. The team's anchor when metal and morale need bending. Admiral somebody or other, synthesis across rival services, and unites a fractious Earth into a fleet. That's gone. Archive, that's fine. TLAR. 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 Nope. TLAR. Alien. Mechanic / engineer who is much more brilliant than he lets on and holds secrets like they are his most precious possession in the world. Period. Has a conniving spirit, but everyone's goals align when wanting to escape, so he does his best to keep the secret that his people are domineering and power hungry. There. And let's see. And let's put up here that Dr. She begins to become attracted to Cole when she sees that he is heroic almost to a fault. Cole. Okay. I think we have added enough stuff right here. There we go. Save. Activate now to continue your draft. Stay here for now. Okay, so we're going to stay here for right now. It obviously gave me the ability to just start popping this sucker out right now. So I've edited the pitch and I have all of the stuff. Let me see. Let me just make sure. I look at the pitch, make sure everybody's names are in here, that everything that I want to have happen in these 10 chapters happens. And we're ready to go. We're going to save the pitch and we're going to activate. Now that it's activated, right? Oh, now I activate. Activate. This will cost me half of a credit. Okay. I have all of my stuff. We're going to start the first chapter. Oh, actually, let's go back to project overview. And then we're going to look at the project details. And then I almost skipped over the dossier. Now we're going to plan the dossier. Now I could either start with a blank template or I could import a template. As you can see, I can import a template. I could start with a blank template, or I could start with our story pitch. What is a story dossier worksheet? Okay, there we go. Cascade generation started. Your pitch is being transformed into a detailed worksheet. AI is working its magic. It's in progress right now. This progress runs in the background. Okay. Processing sections 1 through 9. It has a free, feel free to navigate. You can leave this page while generation continues. Progress updates. Check the top of the page for completion status. What happens next? Your story pitch data is being analyzed and expanded. Character profiles, world building, and plot structure are being generated. Return when you see the completion notifications at the top. Continue working. Okay. Live status, processing 2 of 9. It's working on everything right this second. And while it's doing its thing, I'm going to break out of the video for a second. I'm going to break out of the video for a second and get back to my people. Hi, my people. Let's see here. What's wrong? What's wrong with bioluminescence? Okay. Because it's very much like Dr. Chin. It always goes back to bioluminescence, and which in turn makes your thing feel like everybody else who doesn't know that bioluminescence is a thing with AI. So you want to get out of AI-isms. You want to do things that are original. This is for you. Is it really 2:30? Did I start this at 1? Holy crap, has it been an hour and a half? It cannot have been an hour and a half, can it? No, I start an hour and a half. It is an hour and a half. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry this took so long, everyone. I'm going to have to cut this video down to a little itty bitty thing because of what I had to do there. Anyway, so now, boom, it's working its magic in the background and it's doing all of this stuff. And yeah, Dan, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Sorry about this, that it's taken so long. I thought we could get this done quicker. Yep, it's not a time suck. You imagine how long it would take you to just build a whole thing. I got stuck because I was going back and forth with the new models that don't actually work yet inside of here. Okay. We're at 4 things. Does anyone have any questions for me while this thing is still running? And then I will be able I will have a much shorter version of this whole thing out either Monday or Tuesday of next week. I'll have this all cut down. So file times when you are having a time flies when you're having fun. It does. And I feel like I've been really rushing through this too. I've been trying to, at least. But but yeah, I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna cut this sucker down. So it's gonna be a lot shorter video. Let's see here. And I'll probably change the name of this completely too. So processing, we're at 5 of 9. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna right click, open in a different tab, come over here, and oh, what the? We're calling it threads of command? We're calling it threads of command. I want to call it the accidental captain, which is what it's going to end up being. Man, I wonder why. Action required. I'm just checking. I'm just over here actually working on something else. I'm going to take the pitch, which is right here. Hold on, y'all. All right. And then click into that. Yep, that thing is failing. I'm going to have to definitely tell them that is something that's going on. Oh, well. We're at 7. As you can see, and you're wondering how I even know any of this. It says live status right up there. And says processing act 1. Okay. So as you are waiting for this, you can go get yourself a coffee, get yourself something else if you want to. It has all of the elements that it's building right now. And eventually it will have a dossier with a worksheet and the whole 9 yards. So a lot of this process can be done, and I could be on some other page doing something else, like refining my cover right here, making sure that this says the accidental captain. Or I could be over in, let's see here. Let me get to mine, my personal one. Oh, hold on. I haven't shown you anything yet. Elizabeth West team. That's not what I wanted to do. That is not what I wanted to do. My apologies, everyone. While you're waiting for that, there we go. I am in my own. Okay, so I'm in my own personal Canva. And here are my book covers that I've been making. And this is The Accidental Captain, which, by the way, and this is, let's see here. And this Catalyst is The Accidental Captain book 2. But I was going to make this part of my jump box universe, but I just wanted to play around with this. Now I can take jump box out of there. Okay. And we can change this to Douglas John Whitmire. John Douglas Whitmire. And maybe even, if I'm not mistaken, I could shrink the name until it fits perfectly right there. Make it a little bigger. Move it to the center right there. And that right there is the cover of The Accidental Captain. He might be a little young to have been let go for PTSD, but how young do you have to be? I mean, it could happen to you. Oh, there. Sorry. There we go. There it is. John Douglas Whitmire. And The Accidental Captain, which probably could be a little bit bigger. And there we go. The Accidental Captain, where and then you see the big blue giant right there. That's actually pretty ironic that it said a blue giant, but this could be the actual cover. And here's the second book in it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go like that. And The Accidental Captain, book 2, Catalyst. And that's the ship that they bring back. And we could change. I'm going to take. Oh, nope. I'm going to take the whole name. Copy. We're going to replace my name with that name. We're going to shrink him till he's just fitting on the page. And there you go. That's book 1 and book 2. And then I have other book covers that could either be a part of my jump box universe or not a part of my jump box universe. I have lots and lots of covers that I've made over a while. So this is another John Douglas Whitmire book that I'm writing for the FFA called The Prize. I think I actually like that. Let me see here. I think I like that. I'm going to go like this, and then like this. Nope. I don't think so. I think we're just going to go like that for right now, even though that really doesn't look that good. Let me see here. Oh, that's why. I changed it to Douglas John Whitmire because instead of John Douglas Whitmire, because I think there's a real person out there named John Douglas Whitmire. I think he's either an actor or something like that. Anyway, let us get back to here. What does this say? The only thing that seems to work for me is putting what I am trying to avoid right in the persona, who doesn't use last names, Chin or dashes, etc. I just work to edit those things out afterwards. It just, or I make sure that the names or anything that is initializing a story, I do my best to just kind of get it completely out of there. All right, let me see here. Are we ready to get back into the video again? Maybe. Connected, monitoring process. All right. Threads of command. Let's just, yep. If the thing doesn't appear, or the edit the dossier or view the dossier doesn't actually appear over here, just refresh the page. It usually is just a little stuck. Okay, let's take a look at what's happening. Author voice and writing, reader goal. Let me see here. And writing style. This section is intended to set a baseline for good prose output. You may adjust anything below as needed or completely change it to your own existing writing style documents. Be sure to follow the snake _ case formatting. Reader experience. Reader feel the tense, visceral thrill of a high-stakes prison break while keeping deeply invested in a fractured hero's fight for redemption and a new kind of command. Clarity and consciousness, conciseness. Description approach. Use concrete specific imagery to ground the reader in the alien architecture of the prison ship and the physicalities of the characters. Descriptions are filtered through a tactical lens, focusing on what is useful or threatening. Sensory details sharpen coals. Hyper vigilant and PTSD triggers. Very sentence length to control pacing. Short clipped sentences for high tension. And PTSD flashbacks contrasted with longer, more complex sentences during strategic planning or moments of quiet connection. Verb choice, pacing. Okay. Does not give me POV. Where's the POV? Okay, third person limited. But this is where you do all of your validation, everybody. This is where you figure out whether or not your story is like what you want it to be. 80 to 90,000 words. No, that is not even close to what is about to happen. Let's see here. Project essentials. I'm going to say 10,000. 10,000. Shoot. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't have to do that. I can just go 12,000. And 10,000 words, 10 chapters. Projected length 10,000 to 12,000 words, 10 chapters. science fiction, sci-fi, space opera, action adventure. Who enjoy military sci-fi? 25. Heat spice level, nascent attraction with no on-page sex scenes. Nascent attraction with no on sex scenes, fade to black or implied intimacy at most. Violence and contents contain significant sci-fi combat, scenes of peril. So as you can see there, here's where I would get deep and jiggy with it and making sure that all of the things that I want to actually happen inside of this. And now that I've got all of this information in here, Staff Sergeant, yes, Staff Sergeant, that works for me. And UPS 1, USP 1, military sci-fi that grounds. USP 2, that would be unique selling points. And then themes. Leadership is not about control, but about forging strength. Secondary, the nature of family, community, all of that stuff. That's pretty good. Okay. All right. Let's look deeper in here. We've changed all of this. Now, once you do this, once you've made these changes, right, you have to hit enter in order to save it. And now it's saved over here, and it says 10 to 12,000 words. And then, hold on, everyone. Oh, I didn't show anybody. Was that somebody pinging me to tell me that I'm not showing things? Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. So I did changes over here, right? Wow, I didn't show any of that. Okay, so which means that'll get cut out. I did a bunch of changes over here, and then when you are done with those changes, you hit this enter button right up there, and it makes changes. I changed this from 80 to 90,000 words. I checked all of the other stuff, and it changed over here to from 80 to 90 to 10 to 12,000 words. Okay, now that we have all of this straight, we know exactly where we're going, the unique selling points, all of this stuff this is where you do your work. Once this worksheet is built, once you have built this worksheet, it is imperative that you go through each one of these, but for the sake of expediency and the fact that I've really only got 2 hours left, 12 minutes left, I'm going to save, which was up there. You save it and then go back to project. And this sucker is ready to go. All I have to do is go back to my project overview, and I'm ready to start my first chapter. Okay. And opening up chapter, I have not checked this. So all kinds of weirdness could happen. But let's just say that I checked everything and it's exactly like I want it. I hit this and then I hit generate my first chapter. And it starts generating the first chapter. First chapter is being started right now. And this is a novella. So this is a very short story, very concise, very to the point. I apologize for you not seeing. Show the screen. I love this. This is my favorite. If I'm not looking at if I'm looking on the wrong screen on another page, I don't know how y'all think I'm gonna hear you saying, show the screen, switch the screen. Please, screen, please. There's no way I could see that. It's just I'm just screwing up at that moment. And nothing y'all can do about it unless you got my phone number and can call me and say, switch the screen. Anyway, Mel said that I just got a message from Mel saying that she fixed the thing on the other page. So at some point, maybe I'll make a standalone video so that y'all can see me working with this yet again. But now I've gone through every single part of the process. Next time we can get one of our cats to call Gracie and tell her to nudge you with that meow. Gracie's over here like, I have no clue what you're talking about. I have no clue whatsoever. Anyway, it's creating the first chapter for me, and after it creates the first chapter, I will have a story, and it'll be a first draft, and this is going to be one of the pieces and it's done. Look at that, and it's done. And this is going to be one of the first things that I submit to the FFP. So I hope that this story works out. I will use my 11 Labs reader app because I pay for it now. Another subscription. Okay, I'm breathing. I'm breathing. Anyway, now the first chapter. I will read the first chapter, not the whole first chapter, but this is pretty good. This looks pretty good. The pavement slammed into the soles of Cole Barnes's boots, jarring up through his knees into his hips, a rhythmic percussion of impact and pain, good pain, focused pain. He forced air into his lungs, sharp inhale through the nose, hold for a count of 4, slow exhale through gritted teeth. Running wasn't moving forward. It was outrunning the phantoms of scent, of cordite, of burnt earth, the echoes of screams that weren't just wind whistling past his ears. His hand flicked to his left wrist, fingers finding the familiar rough weave of a paracord bracelet, braided tight, solid, real. One knot, two, three. Just another block, just another street, and the indifferent sprawl of Midnight City. Streetlights blew sodium yellow puddles on the wet asphalt. Rain had slicked the streets an hour ago, leaving the air thick and cool, smelling of wet concrete and exhaust fumes trapped close to the ground. His breath plumed in a chill, a ghostly counterpoint to the steady rasp of his own chest. He pushed harder, the burn in his thighs, the stitch clawing at his sides. These were anchors. They dragged him down into the physical now, away from the sucking pull of memory, away from the compound wall crumbling under sustained fire, the choking dust, the weight of the kid who wouldn't make it back to the wire. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. The bracelet scraped against his skin. He focused on the scrape, not the wet, never the wet. Oh, never the weight. Ahead, the street curved past shuttered warehouses, their blank faces reflecting nothing. His usual route, predictable, safe. His apartment waited at the end of it, a single box in the third floor of a building that smelled vaguely of mildew and resignation. It held a cot, a footlocker with his remaining uniforms folded neat and tight, a single picture shoved face down in a drawer, and the silence, always the silence. He ran to fill the silence, to exhaust the body so the mind might, for a few precious hours, shut the hell up. A flicker of movement gestured A flicker of movement registered in his peripheral vision. A shadow detaching itself from the deeper darkness beneath a fire escape 2 buildings ahead. Instinct coiled tight in his gut. A cold spring tensed for release. His stride hitched just a fraction. Assess. Threat. Possible. Location. Left flank. 30 meters. Asset. 1 ground behind. Objective. Maintain pace. Observe. He didn't slow, didn't speed up. Kept the rhythm. His eyes scanned without seeming to. A stray cat, urban coyote. The city held its own feral life, but the shadows stayed low, merged back into the gloom. Paranoia was the ghost that walked with him, whispering lies or truths he couldn't afford to ignore. He forced another breath, deeper this time, pushing the adrenaline spike down. Just a stray, keep moving. He passed the alley mouth where the shadow had been, empty, relief, cold and thin, washed over him. Just the city, just the run. He pushed the pace now, needing the burn, needing the physical proof of exertion to drown out the phantom whispers. His boots splashed through a shallow puddle. The cold shock of water soaking through worn laces. He welcomed it. Real sensation, grounding. The warehouse gave way to the older brick buildings, their windows, dark eyes staring down. Fewer streetlights here. Pools of light became islands in a sea of deepening shadow. The air grew stiller. The city sounds, distant sirens, the groan of a garbage truck blocks away, muffled as if wrapped in a damp wool. He hit the 4-mile mark, almost home, almost to the temporary ceasefire darkness offered. The apartment building loomed ahead, a squat brick rectangular offering no welcome. He slowed to a jog, then a walk, circling the block once for cool down, for surveillance, habit drilled deep. The street was empty. The windows above were mostly dark. Mrs. Gamble in 3B would be watching infomercials. Old man Henderson in 1A was likely already passed out. Normal, routine. He stopped beneath the flickering bulb of the rear entrance, key already in hand. The metal was cold against his palm. He braced a hand against the damp brick wall, head down, sucking in deep, ragged lungfuls of air. Sweat stung his eyes, plastered his t-shirt to his back. The frantic drumbeat of his heart began to slow, the tightness of his chest easily fractional. He'd outrun it again, for now. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is basically how you start all of this. And right at the end, how you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. All right, everyone. I'm not going to have a lead out video today because I want to make sure that I get this thing under 2 hours so that I can use it for something else. Have a good day. I hope you all loved watching me create something in your first draft, and I will see each and every one of you tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Click the links below for all our offerings at the Future Fiction Academy, and have a good day.